Purg approached Oxidize cautiously, carrying one of those frozen lactose desserts Oxidize enjoyed. It even had chocolate, which was expensive due to being a controlled substance. Hopefully the expense would be worth it. Purg double-checked his data tablet. "Excuse me, Rusty?" Rusty did a double-take. Purg actually got his name right. Oh, crap. Something was wrong. "Yeah, Purg, what's on your mind?" Purg offered the container with the dessert and a few different eating utensils. "I thought you might enjoy this." Rusty took the container, opened and sniffed it, took a taste test, and sighed happily. Then he looked down at Purg. "This is amazing, and you're making me really nervous. What's going on?" Purg clasped his hands behind his back and lowered his head shyly. "Well, when we get to Parmina, you know that it's my turn in the rotation to escort you again." Rusty rolled his eyes. "Seriously? Voon needs to get a grip." Purg started clicking his teeth nervously. "Did you taste the chocolate? I'm told it's very good chocolate." Rusty took a couple more bites. Purg was right, it was very good chocolate. "So it's your turn to babysit me and—" Purg looked up at him hopefully. "There is a zero-gravity amusement center. My family and I want to visit and spend the day there. Would you be willing to do that?" Rusty laughed. "What a relief. Of course, Purg. That's it? You had me worried for a second. We can absolutely go there. I'm sure the kids will have a blast." Purg bobbed his head excitedly. Now there was just one more detail. "I do have an additional favor to ask. During the day, would you mind supervising the children for a couple hours?" Rusty took a couple more bites of the ice cream. "I'm listening." Purg leaned toward Rusty, then spoke in a conspiratorial manner. "They have facilities which are specialized for married persons. Numa and I would like some time alone together." That was not what Rusty was expecting. In fact, it never would have occurred to him in 1,000 years of guessing. But if anyone deserved the benefits of bro code, it was definitely Purg. "My man! Going to have yourself a second honeymoon? You got it. I'll be your wingman." Purg was confused. "Does that mean yes?" Rusty chuckled. "Absolutely yes. I figure get them some junk food, pop in a few entertainment vids, no problem. Your kids are nice." Purg bobbed his head excitedly. "Actually, I've already purchased an entertainment itinerary for my family. During the designated time, you will take the place of Numa and me. In the morning after breakfast, we can go to the zero-gravity park. We will play with the children and demonstrate the games, then you can take over. Numa and I will rejoin you." When they got to Parmina, Rusty was almost giddy with excitement. An alien amusement park. He couldn't wait to see what the heck this was going to be. He walked behind Purg's family. Purg was on one end, Numa was on the other, and the whole family held hands. Rusty was doing his best to be patient, but good grief. The children with their tiny legs were slow. He had an idea. He called to the youngest child. "Hey, Grell, do you want to go for a ride?" Grell bobbed his head hesitantly. Rusty easily picked him up and sat him on his shoulders. Grell's legs were wrapped along Rusty's neck, and his tiny hands gripped Rusty's ears, while Rusty held his legs firmly. He squealed with delight as the other children started yelling excitedly. Purg and Numa looked a bit concerned. Rusty reassured them, "It's okay, Grell's not going anywhere." He suddenly bent over, then quickly straightened up. "Isn't that right, Grell?" Grell screamed and giggled, then shouted, "Do that again! More, more!" Numa reached up and firmly grasped Rusty's belt. "We will not be doing that again without safety harnesses." Grell's sisters, Booley and Padra, seemed to disagree. They started yelling, Me, flip me! I want to ride a human, too!" Rusty just laughed. "Everyone will get their turns, I promise." The zero-gravity park had the most amazing rides. These were more things that Rusty never could have imagined in 1,000 years. Rusty noticed that all the food here was in sipping pouches with straws. That made sense. It would be the easiest way to eat and keep clean. Everything was beverages, soups, broths, slushies, shakes, and smoothies. The main ride was a giant sphere. Each rider would step onto a plate and a clear ball would form around them. The inside of the ball had a bouncy texture, almost like bubble wrap, so you moved by grabbing and going using your hands and feet. Rusty, being about 1.8 meters, was encapsulated in a ball 2 meters in diameter. Purg, Numa, and the children were all encased in proportionally sized balls. Their balls all had blue trim. There were designated point zones on the sphere. If you reached your own color zone, you would be awarded points according to how many opponents were on the other team. Rusty's blue team had 6. Chut and his family were also there as the yellow team with 4 players. For each goal, the blue team would be awarded 4 points, while the yellow team would be awarded 6 points. That seemed pretty fair to offset the numerical advantage of larger teams. The balls adhered to the sphere through weak magnets. You could easily travel around the sphere without getting dislodged. Much! If you managed to cross into an opponent's scoring zone, all of the opponent's ball magnets would suddenly reverse polarity, repelling them from the sphere for 5 seconds, sending them towards the center. Then the magnets would reactivate as normal and be attracted to the sphere surface again. During initial gameplay, Rusty wondered if his size gave him an unfair advantage. He quickly realized that was not the case. Smaller balls were smaller targets to chase and hit. When Chut's wife, Karma, hit a blue zone and Rusty's team was repelled from the sphere surface, his larger ball had more magnets, meaning it was propelled far closer to the center than the smaller players, especially the children. Rusty also realized that the small children loved bouncing off of him, especially since the magnet polarity would bounce them further than other small players. Rusty got the hang of the game, sort of. Purg and Numa left for their romantic rendezvous. When they returned, Chut and Karma asked Rusty if he would mind switching to their yellow team. Rusty liked that idea, so it would be 5 versus 5 until he saw the scoreboard. Grell managed to bounce himself off Rusty into a goal, but scored only 3 points. It seemed that Chut and Karma had also snuck off for private time. As Chut and Karma returned, another otter family joined as the red team, and Rusty was asked to switch again. This continued for a black team, a green team, and orange team, a purple team, and a hot pink team. Rusty was jealous and exhausted. Everybody but me is getting laid. He tried being discreet to the children about the parents' disappearances until he heard Yorn telling his little brother Mem, "Mother and father are making a sister for us. If it's another brother, maybe we can trade it for a sister." Just wow. Lunch break was an interesting plethora of the liquid meals. When they came into the park, a medical specialist had scanned each of them and given them a refreshments wristband. When you wanted to order, you placed your hand on a plate. Only food that was safe for you to eat would light up on the menu. If you wished to sample a friend's food, you would hold the pouch in the hand with the wristband. If the wristband glowed, the item would be safe for you to eat. He had cold vegetable broth with an almost minty taste, a spicy hot tea, a citrusy smoothie, and a thick, creamy soup that reminded him of chicken teriyaki. He did hear a few of the otters warning their children, "Don't ask for any food from Oxidize, he's a death worlder. Just because he eats something doesn't mean it's safe. It will make you sick, or worse." At the end of the day, they went to a drum dancer show. The dancers wore large, heavy slippers and boxing gloves and performed in a central arena. There were some musicians with accompanying flutes, but the majority of the music was made by dancers who punched, slapped, kicked, stomped, and jumped on surrounding drums. Rusty discovered that otters applauded by clicking their teeth and tapping their feet rapidly. On the walks and transport back to the ship, the otter children from various families kept asking Rusty for rides. A few of them did have safety harnesses, so they shared with other children so everyone got to ride or climb Rusty. Rusty was already exhausted because all day long he had been playing with otter children when their parents needed a break, and now he had become their favorite ride at the park. As the crew walked up the ramp to the ship, Rusty was extricating himself from children who climbed on him faster than he could grab them. They looked up with excited eyes. "Wait until we go to Denari! They have the best water parks ever! They have slides that go in giant loops, and swings that throw you in the air, and underwater caves, and toys! Can you swim Oxidize? Do humans swim? I want to ride on Oxidize in the loopy tube. We can teach Oxidize how to swim, and they have the best fish. They have stuff like that ice cream you like, but it's fish. Do you eat fish, Oxidize?" Rusty was getting really nervous. He barely survived being turned into a pinball for the entire day. Now the kids wanted to drown him and stuff him with fish. Purg rescued him. "Calm down, children. We have to consult the medical specialist first to see if it's safe for Oxidized to go in water. Rusty walked into his cabin, dropped his stuff right inside the door, and staggered to his bed. He had been sweating all day and desperately needed a shower, but he was so tired his hair hurt. He face-planted on the bed, not even caring that the first few minutes that he couldn't really breathe. He had started dozing off until he felt sharp pains on his lower back. His cat, Peanut Butter, had started kneading his back with full claws. When the cat realized Rusty was awake, he walked up and behind Rusty's shoulder blades and started rubbing his face against Rusty's head. Rusty turned his head. "Hey, Peanut Butter, did you miss me?" In reply, the cat started licking Rusty's ear, then gently but it. "Ow! Hey!" Peanut Butter nuzzled him, then bit his ear again. "I left you plenty of food. Go catch a mouse or something if you're hungry." Another bite. Rusty was getting desperate. He wasn't going to have an ear left if this kept up. He called out, "Nogala, feed Peanut Butter." No response. Rusty sighed and put his face toward the mattress. Peanut Butter pricked his ear with a claw. "Ow, damn it! Nogala, please feed Peanut Butter." The ship's metallic, almost feminine voice responded. "Feline companion has been adequately fed today. Food bowl is 78% full. Additional serving of food not required." Great, Rusty thought. I'm the one who told Voon not to get a human-made AI for the ship. He got the AI. Why does it seem like I'm always the one who is paying for that decision? Peanut Butter licked his ear a couple times, then started to chew. "Ow, damn it." Rusty flinched. "Nogala, if you don't feed Peanut Butter, I won't have an ear left. Please." Nogala responded, "Overfeeding a feline companion is not advised. Obesity, diabetes, liver and kidney disease, cancer, and tumors are all linked to overfeeding. Safety protocol prohibits more food at this time." Rusty thought to himself, "I swear to God I'm going to rip every computer circuit out of this ship and jettison the whole pile into a black hole." Peanut Butter batted his ear again. "Ow, Nogala! Safety override! For the love of God, feed him!" Rusty could hear a few pellets drop into the bowl. Peanut Butter hopped down to the floor and Rusty turned his head. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw Peanut Butter go to the bowl, sniff it, bat at a couple pieces inside the bowl, then walk away. He sighed, "You gotta be kidding me." He laid for a couple more minutes, then finally had the energy to awkwardly bend himself to take one of his shoes off. He straightened himself and paused for another minute. Just as he worked up the energy to try to take off his other shoe, Peanut Butter hopped up onto the bed, walked onto his back, then laid down in a curled position and went to sleep. Rusty could hear and feel purring. He tried to shift a bit to take off the other shoe, but Peanut Butter dug in his claws. "Ow! Seriously, cat? I mean, you are cute, but come on. I have to shower. At least let me take off my other shoe." "No? Why is it that the only time you want to cuddle is when I'm in excruciating pain?" Rusty knew he would wake up sore and cold in the morning. As he drifted off to sleep with the purrs, he was actually looking forward to work tomorrow. He could use the rest.